Hello, dear students, welcome. So, we saw how Mr. Lamb thought that Terry was making excuse because he did not want to come back. But Terry said that he wants to come back. He runs off, he goes to his mother to ask permission, and when he goes, Mr. Lamb is talking to himself. This is very, very important. Earlier, he was talking to Derry and he was very positive and he was enjoying life and he said he was having lots of friends. But now let's say, what does he say to himself? He said, "There, my dears, that's you seen to. We all know. I'll come back. They never do, though. Not them, never do come back." So here, Mr. Lamb is in a in another tone. You can see that just in this two or three lines, you can see Mr. Lamb's negative side, and he was very upset. He thought that people always promise that they will come back, but they never do. And similarly, he takes it for Derry that he will not come back. And now in scene 2, Derry has told each and everything to his mother that he wants to go back. Let's see how his mother reacts. And mother said, "You think I don't know about him? You think I haven't heard things?" Means mother has already heard something about Mr. Lamb and she doesn't want Derry to go there. Derry said, "You should not believe all you hear." Now, in Derry, you can see a huge change, and he's behaving like Mr. Lamb and he's talking like Mr. Lamb. He said, "We should not believe all what we hear." Mother said, "Been told? Warned? We have not lived here 3 months, but I know what there is to know, and you are not to go back there." Mother said, "I have told you, I'm warning you. We are here only since 3 months, but I know what there is to know, and you are not going there." Mother is not liking Mr. Lamb at all. Then Terry asked, "What are you afraid of? What do you think he is?" "An old man with a tin leg, and he lives in a huge house without curtains and has a garden." So Derry knows this much about Mr. Lamb with the conversation. "And I want to be there and sit and listen to things, listen and look." So there is a huge change again. Derry, who doesn't want to listen anything, he says that he wants to listen to the things and he wants to look at the things. Mother is not able to understand. She asked, "Listen to what?" Derry said, "Bees singing, him talking." Again, Mr. Lamb's influence. Bees always buzz. But because Mr. Lamb liked the bees and the sound, similarly Derry opted it and he said, "I would like to listen to bees singing, him talking." Him refers to Mr. Lamb. Then mother asked, "Okay, and what's he say to you? What would he say to you?" Derry very beautifully said, "Things that matter." वो बातें बोलेगा जो मेरे लिए इम्पॉर्टेंट है. Rest of the people showed just sympathy about him, showed negativity about him, but only Mr. Lamb motivated him to enjoy the life. Things nobody else has ever said, things I want to think about. So he has just liked whatever Mr. Lamb has said to him. Mother very rigidly said, "Then you stay here and do your thinking. You are best off here. You are best here. You should not go outside." See the mother's nature, overprotective. But Derry said, "I hate it here." Mother said, "You can't help the things you say. I forgive you. It's bound to make you feel bad things and say them. I don't blame you." Mother takes it for granted that Derry says bad things because mother feels that Derry is so broken hearted from inside that he cannot say a good thing. So mother again connected Derry's behavior with his face. So she said, "I don't blame you," mother said, because she thought Derry is so upset that if he says like this, it's okay. But Derry cleared. "It's got nothing to do with my face and what I look like." For the first time, he says, "My behavior is not due to my face and what I look like, about my appearance. I don't care about that and it isn't important." This is the biggest change you can see. Derry said, "I don't care about my face and it isn't important." In the beginning, he said he was just talking about his face, but now he said it's not important. It's what I think and feel and what I want to see and find out and hear. So now what he likes, he's discussing that with his mother. and I'm going back there only to help him with the crab apples, only to look at things and listen, but I'm going. Confident. Mother said, "You'll stop here." But Derry, today he can't be stopped. He said, "Oh no, oh no. Because if I don't go back there, I'll never go anywhere in this world again." कि अगर आज नहीं जाता हूँ मिस्टर लैम के पास तो I'll never have that confidence to face the world. The door slams. Derry runs, panting really heavily, and said, "And I want the world. I want it. I want it." So suddenly he just wants the world. He wants to enjoy his life. The sounds of his painting fades. So even if getting refused by his mother to go to Mr. Lamb, he went there. Now it is scene 3 where he reaches Mr. Lamb's garden. It is Mr. Lamb's garden. Garden sounds. The noise of a branch shifting, apples thumping down. So Mr. Lamb is shifting the branch and he's plucking the apples. The branch shifting again. And Mr. Lamb is again talking to himself, said, "Steady, that's got it." So he's plucking the apples in this way. That's more apple fall, that's it. And again, that's it. And means he's telling himself to be steady, and he's talking to himself that I have got the apples, and apples fall down. Then suddenly there is a creak, a crash sound. Crash when something heavy falls. The ladder falls back, Mr. Lamb with it. A thump, again, heavy sound. The branch swishes back. The branch which was there in Mr. Lamb's hand also swishes back, creaks, and then there is silence. At this point, Derry opens the garden gate. So Derry doesn't know that Mr. Lamb has fallen down, still panting because he has run. Derry, before looking at Mr. Lamb, started speaking, said, you see, I came back." Because it was a challenge for him and he wanted to show Mr. Lamb that he could come back. And he had done that. So very happily he says, you see, I came back. You said I won't, and they said, they refers to his parents. You said I would not. My parents said I should not go, but I came back because I wanted. So for the first time he had done something he wanted. And then he looks at Mr. Lamb. He stops dead. Silence. And then he speaks, "Mr. Lamb, Mr. You have knees, you have fallen." He runs through the grass, stops and kneels, sits on the knees. "Mr. Lamb, it's all right, you fell. I'm here, Mr. Lamb, it's all right." Silence. So he says, you'll be all right. And this is it. So Mr. Lamb got dead in the end. But Derry was changed. So before going, Mr. Lamb has changed Derry's life. Please read the chapter again, and tomorrow we'll discuss the question and answers. And on Wednesday you have the subjective test of this chapter. And now, other ways to say in conclusion. You can write these phrases when you are ending your long questions or report writing. In conclusion, you can say in short, in summary, or finally, lastly. Whenever you are delivering a speech, you can use these in the end. In a nutshell, in brief, or summing up, or to conclude, or to summarize. Your last line, whenever you are writing or speaking anything, you can say these or use these phrases. And the last one is other ways to say I do not know. Okay, so you can say it, I'm not the best person to answer that, or I have no clue or idea, I'm not sure, or let me find out for you, or it's beyond me, or it's a mystery to me, or beats me, means I do not know about this. Next, two words sounding same but meaning different is there. Flair versus flair. So IR flair is skill, talent or style. Example like Julie has artistic flair. But this flair means a sudden blaze, like the flare from the lighter scared the small child as the flame illuminated her face. So this can be a sudden blaze. Note down these words and have a good day. Start preparing for your subjective test.